Guys, we have a serious issue. Our bike may be very, very bad. Bike is definitely poorly, and we've got to find out what the hell is going on with it. Stay tuned. Guys, welcome back to the channel. As I mentioned in the last video, we had some troubleshooting to do today, and I've been delaying this for probably a bit too long. Probably shouldn't be starting my bike in its current condition. Anyway, we got to work out what's wrong with it. Let me explain. So a few months back, I had done an oil and filter change. When I was draining the oil and I was smelling it, checking the viscosity, etc., I noticed it had a very strong petrol-like smell to it. The viscosity in the oil wasn't what I was expecting. Yeah, there was just no viscosity to it. It was literally like water. So petrol definitely getting into the oil. So very, very bad. Obviously, that could technically seize our engine. It could cause increased wear on all the components. If it's fuel going through there, that's not a lubricant. Not going to do very well. Very, very bad. Oh yeah, and also, if you watched the video when I'd done the oil change, you'll notice I only filled it between the halfway mark. And now it's sitting at pretty much full, which should tell you there's definitely something extra in there than what there should be. Okay, so realistically, I think best thing for us to do is fuel pressure check. In my mind, I'm thinking it's going to be the fuel pressure regulator that sits in the fuel pump housing. I'm hoping that's what's the case anyway. Worst case scenario, it could be piston rings or cylinder wall. That would be very, very, very bad and very, very expensive. Right, anyway, let's just have a look, shall we? Oh yeah, and the reason this video has taken so long, I was waiting for this to be delivered. It's a 3-piece metal circle compression and fuel pressure gauge test set by Nielsen. So I guess this video will be a bit of a review about that as well. Another day of bumming it round in our garage. I've got to move it because I'm going to keep knocking that. Alright, so let's do fuel pressure check. My old girl's poorly. I mean, to be fair, she goes back further than my hairline. So this is secondary fuel system up here. So we need to disconnect this fuel line, and then we can attach our fuel pressure gauge assembly to this back onto the fuel rail. Right, so little rubber stop is technically what it is. Just stops the clip being pulled in, and then it's really freaking awkward to get your hands on because it's so up against the fuel rail. I always find as well it's a bit easier if you push up on the fuel rail and then try and squeeze, just to kind of take pressure off the tabs. Can we swap? Is that okay, guys? Same freaking issue, isn't it? Maybe let's try some pliers on it. Probably not a good idea, but I'm struggling to get my hands on there. Go on, there we go. There we go. Right. Fuel line is off. Anyway, you can come back to your side now. Get off my side. Okay, now we can see about using our new fancy test set. Oh, freaking Jesus. Hey guys, Kieran here. Thank you very much for clicking onto the video. This was my first time I'd ever done a fuel pressure check. It took me a few minutes to work out how to use this kit and whether I needed to use the retaining clips that are on the bike to make it work. And I definitely made a few mistakes along the way. This was a great learning opportunity for me, and I was quite excited to have the challenge of diagnosing my issue and attempting to fix it. It's never nice when your pride and joy is not running right. However, it's happened at probably the best time. Oh, and whilst I'm here, over 89% of you are not subscribed, so please, if you do learn something or laugh at something, please make sure you like the video and subscribe. It's absolutely free and takes 2 seconds, yet it makes all the difference to my channel and the content it allows me to create. Back to the video. Okay, if we start the bike, hopefully fuel doesn't piss out the top here, but 2, we get a reading on fuel pressure for idle. Idle should be 50 psi, 3.5 bar. This is also not ideal doing this in a garage as well. Really should wheel the bike outside and start it, you know. Health and safety. Right, let's batteries back on, connectors on. I might just hold a frickin' rag over that because, yeah, don't fancy fuel everywhere. We'll bring you round here as well. No, because the wood's in the way, of course. Of course! Motherfucker. Can you see the fuel pressure gauge there at least? Right, this is going to be very loud. I apologise. You still see it? Yeah. I'm going to keep that there just because it's probably going to piss everywhere when I do this. Yep, leaking fucking everywhere. Great. Okay, cool. Oh yes, it's pissed out of there, hasn't it? Yes. Okay. Got an O-ring at the bottom there. Obviously not doing a very fucking good job, is it? Maybe it just wasn't tight enough. I mean, it's plenty freaking tight now. Should we try again? Let's just try again, shall we? Right, that's on. Well, bugger. That's 3.5. Oh dear. I was hoping it was the fuel pressure regulator. Obviously not. Ah dear. So engine very, very bad. Right, okay. Let's disconnect the brown so we can get rid of this fuel pressure. Start the bike. Yeah, anytime you're disconnecting fuel lines, always disconnect your fuel pump, start the bike, and it will relieve all the pressure out of the fuel lines, so that way when you try and disconnect them, they don't fucking spray all over the place. Ah, bugger, bugger, bugger. Next thing to do would be compression test on the cylinders. See, if it's not the fuel pump, or the fuel pressure regulator in the fuel pump, it could potentially be the injectors, the seals leaking. Don't know. I don't know. Right. Let's disconnect all this. Get this set. And I got rid of all the fuel pressure and that just squirted in my face. What? And it will relieve all the pressure at the fuel lines. God damn. It's been a while since I've had anyone do that. Whew, got him. Oh dear. Right, okay. Let's disconnect this one as well. Obviously there's always going to be some residual fuel. It's never going to get rid of it all, but it got rid of most of the fuel pressure. Wipe all this down as it's got fuel all over it now, which is not a good. Not a good, not a good. Oh, Susan! So it wasn't faulty, I just didn't do it up tight enough. But it did feel pretty damn tight, Jesus. Better not light a smoke in here, go up like flames. Well, we learned something new today. Never done a fuel pressure check before, so that's something, right? Although we found out our bike is very, very poorly. Yeah, I guess next is going to be compression check. What's the time? May not even have time for this today. 3:30. Not really. Yeah, I can't really think what else it'd be. You guys will have to let me know what you think. How deep are we going down this rabbit hole? Let's find out. Hopefully it could be something as silly as injector seals, valve clearances, or absolute worst case scenario, engine out jobby, cylinder sleeves, maybe need honing again. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. We're going to leave the bike like this. And yeah, I think we'll reconvene on my next days off. Because your boy's got to go back to work tomorrow. Joys. Anyway, see you in a bit. Back at it. Right, I've been doing some research on this, and it doesn't look like it's a common occurrence, especially at this mileage, given its service history as well. It's going to be cylinders, whether that be you know, cylinder walls or piston rings. Apparently it's quite common on these for the injectors, either the seals to fail or the actual insulator caps on the injectors to crack and leak. I think best thing for us to do would be compression check. To do the compression check, we need to remove the spark plugs. Yeah, I feel like that's going to be best practice. If we'll wheel it outside, run it up to temperature, then we'll bring it back in, pull the battery off, start stripping down for spark plugs removal so we can do the compression test. If the compression test is okay, and then we'll pull all the injectors and test them all again. I'm sure when I tested them before, they were absolutely fine. That was probably about 6 months ago. Maybe one's failed since then. I'm just thinking, when I actually did the injectors previously, I cleaned them all out when I had a fueling issue. I didn't change all the seals. I only changed the ones that had clearly looked like they'd failed. Maybe me trying to save myself some money has actually failed me, and the seal's given up, or the injectors have failed and I need to replace some injectors, which would be very costly. Oh well, right, let's find out. Let me get some gloves. If that is the case, it's probably a lot better. Oh, it is definitely a lot better than the actual cylinder being worn. But listen, we're gonna do a compression check anyway. So anyone on here that's watching that doesn't know how to do one or what it is, we'll do it so you can see. Obviously, it will also give me peace of mind as well to make sure my combustion chambers are holding pressure like they should be. Yeah, it'll be it's a wear assessment. It's an engine wear assessment. It'll give us an idea on how worn our engine is, which is always worrying or good. Good. Should be good. Hopefully good. We'll find out. Right, let's plug the fuel pump back in because we're going to need that on. We'll lower this down for a minute whilst we are going outside. Pop that back down here. My trusty blocks of wood. Let's get it off the stands. God, it's cold in the UK today. Jesus. It's really not good to keep starting and stopping the bike in winter. Anyway, for any of you that are wondering. You guys that aren't riding in winter, keep going out to idle your bike for 10 minutes, 20 minutes at a time. Actually very bad. You just create moisture in the engine, but we need to. So it is what it is. Okay, right, bike's back inside. Just started taking the battery off because we're going to stick it on charge. I'm a numpty and forgot my recorder wasn't actually running. Sorry about that. Yeah, and for any of you that are having battery issues each year, make sure you get yourself a charger, because during the winter months is when your battery really starts to discharge. And obviously a battery that sits for a long time with no charge or low charge likely doesn't recover, and then that's how your battery dies and you have to keep replacing it. Get yourself a battery charger. Positive connected first, ground last. Anyway, battery on charge. We're going to need that fully charged when we do the compression check. Right, whilst that's happening, let's start getting spark plugs out, shall we? Okay, spark plug removal on the CBR 600RR PC40. Pretty simple. Just we're going to dislodge the radiator by undoing the stay here and the stay down the bottom. And also on the other side, there's a bolt towards the top, I believe, around the top here on the other side. Yeah, that'll dislodge that. And then we just need to undo the ignition coils, the wiring connectors there. just so we've got a bit better access. You can also remove the secondary air system hoses, hair system I think is what they call it. So yeah, anyway, let's do that. I mean, if you watched my previous video when I was doing the exhaust, pretty much the same sort of setup as that really. Stay bolt out. Yeah, that just gives us a bit of wiggle room here. Yeah, so we've got just one bolt to undo there. Bolt out. Okay, all right, now we should be able to dislodge that off this hook. So you'll see on this side, so up there, there you go, you might be able to see that. You can see it's hooked on there. So you just have to de-hook that side. There we go. So now you see we've got loads of clearance. So we can get in through the top now, which is exactly what we want to be able to do. We need to give us some more access through here as well. So we'll just dislodge the horn and some of the connectors as well, I think. Okay, right, so we just need to dislodge some of these connectors, create a bit of space back here. As I say, this is going to be so hard to get you a decent view when it's hard to even get a view myself of what I'm doing here. There we go. That connector off. And then we want this connector off. Connector off. Okay, we can do it from this side. Just about. Right, I've come back to this side. And now we can get this whole bit out the way. We'll just feed that down here. Now we are going to want to disconnect all of our 1, 2. Tell you what, it's keeping my hands warm down here though. Huh. 3. I don't know if you can even see this, Jesus. All right, that's 4. Okay, that is the ignition coils disconnected. We just need to pull, dislodge this. It's like a little rubber sleeve up here. So it is a bit fiddly, mind you. There we go. That's out. Now we can just feed these connectors out the way. Cool. There we go. Look how filthy that is. Wow. Jesus. You can't really get it the wrong way round either. It's pretty obvious, you know. Right, left hand side of the bike. We do not want any crud or crap getting in there. So let me get the compressor over here and we'll just blow that out quickly. These just take a little bit of fiddling to get out. Just gotta try not to yank on them, keep twisting them, it'll free them up. This is just one of those jobs that's going to take some time. So you can see, there we go. If there's oil on it, that means the spark plug gaskets in the valve cover. There we go. There we go. Number 3. Very wet as well. Alright, spark plugs on this bike can be a bit fiddly to get out. This is what we're going with. Yep, we've got a little union joint on it. And then a deep 16mm socket. If you have an actual spark plug socket, props to you. I don't. So this is what we're going with, and I'm going to show you how we will then extract the plug, because it obviously won't stick to this. Right, so we'll go in with that. There we go, I can feel that's grabbed. Break it free. Let's take the socket off. There we go, now just unwind it by hand. Now, because I don't have the proper tool, we're going to use the actual coil. So we'll just pop the coil in, and then that'll grab the spark plug, or should. There we go. Spark plug out. Right, so we'll stick that in the bag. with number 1 coil. And that's what we'll do for all of them. It's just a really fiddly job. And it just takes some time, but it is doable. Got it. Yep, really fiddly. Go on, go on, go on, go on. Yep. Got it. There we go. That's all 4 out. None of them particularly look bad. I don't know if you can see that very well there. Okay, so as you can see, that's all the spark plugs out. 1 to 4. And obviously over there, the components we removed, battery on charge. Okay, now it is time for compression check. We've got a couple of things to do first. We've got to disconnect the fuel pump again, put the battery back in, and then obviously connect up the test gauge. Let's do it. Okay, we have our gauge set up here. Right, we'll just screw this into the spark plug bore. Okay, now turn key on and crank with throttle open, I believe. Before we do that, let's just double check. We do not want to be fucking doing anything wrong here. So we need to keep an eye on that. If we can, please. That's your job. So we'll just make note of these. Let's go to cylinder 2, shall we? Oh, dirt. I see a bit of dirt. Okay. Right, okay, cylinder 2. Let's have a watch of the gauge. Yeah, just over 180. Cylinder 3 time now. Right, all good. Right, last one. I'm going to leave the camera this side because I can't be bothered to move it all again. Because it's just about out of time and out of battery life on my charger, on my camera. Yeah. 180 again. Okay guys, that's all the cylinders checked. Compression is fine. So we know it's not piston rings and it's not cylinder walls. We have got a camera, we could even get down there and just have a look at them, just to see the state. But that'll be for the next video because I've now got to go and shower and get ready for work and do dinner. So, time to get back to being an adult instead of bumming around in the garage all the time. Anyway, next episode, we're going to be checking the injectors. We're going to be seeing if any of the insulators are cracked or the seals have failed. And hopefully, we'll find our culprit. In the meantime, thank you for watching. I hope you liked the video. I hope you found something useful at least, or a little bit entertaining maybe. Thank you for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what you think the issue is, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.